In this video, we will show you how to replace your rear brakes, pads, and rotors on this Ford Fusion. You'll have these on each side of your vehicle behind your rear wheels. Let's get into it. Okay friend, let's get started on our job. Since your vehicle has electronic parking brake, we need to make sure we have it in service mode. To do that, we want to take the key and put it in the on position. The vehicle is not running. Continuing from here, let's press all the way down on the accelerator pedal and our parking brake switch here, we're pressing that down as well. Once you've done that, while holding these in position, go ahead and turn off the ignition and then turn it back on, once again, while still holding. We could hear it go into service mode, and it gave us an audible sound inside the passenger compartment. You can continue on by turning off your key power and safely raising and supporting the rear of the vehicle. Safely raise and support the rear of the vehicle so we can remove the wheel. To remove the wheel, we have 5 19mm lug nuts. Once those are off of there, you can go ahead and take this out of place. With the wheel out of the way, we have a clear view of our rear brakes. We're going to start disassembling the caliper. To start doing that, you want to remove your spring clip that makes its way across the front of the caliper and the bracket. For this, typically you can take hold of it and pull it out of place. Other times you may have to pry it out of place. It really just depends on how much it's rusted. A quick inspection of that, you can set it aside for recycling. We do have a brand new one in our kit. With that out of place, let's pay attention to where our 2 caliper slider pins would be located. To start removing these, you're going to find for each of them, they have a plastic protective cover. Just go ahead and pop that out of place. I'm just using a small pry bar for this. Now inside this area, you're going to find an Allen head slider pin. You'll be using a 7mm for this. Once you have that out, you want to make sure you clean and inspect it, especially along the smooth shafted area. Once you do have that clean, we can set it aside. We'll continue on to the next one. Same process here. Now we can separate the caliper from the caliper bracket. I'm just going to be using my small pry bar for this. Work it around. Once you have that off of there, you can remove the outer pad, assuming it's stuck in place. A quick inspection of the caliper itself. You need to confirm that you do not see any fluid coming out of here. This is actually a dust boot. If you had any fluid coming out of here, it tells you that the internal seal on the caliper is bad and you have to replace the caliper. After your inspection, just set this aside, putting no pressure on the flex hose or the wiring harness. Remove your inboard pad. We can start removing the caliper bracket from along the back of the knuckle here. You're going to find you have 2 15mm headed bolts to remove. Remove the first one, a quick inspection, start it back in a couple threads. Set the brake caliper aside for quick inspection. We'll clean it up in a minute. Temporarily install one of your original lug nuts, just a couple threads. Continuing from here, we're going to remove the brake rotor. If this is stuck in place, you can carefully tap on it with a hammer. Just be extremely careful not to cause any damage to any of your lug studs. Remove your brake rotor. There it is, friend. With the brakes completely disassembled, it's time to clean up the mating surface of our wheel bearing hub here, and it's always a good idea to go ahead and clean up the backing plate and any area that's behind it, just in case there's any miscellaneous debris. Once you've thoroughly cleaned the mounting surface, continue on with some copper anti-seize all along the mating surface. We'll just do a light coating here all the way around. Continuing from here, we want to make sure we hold the rotor in place, so I'm just going to use something as a spacer and use one of my original lug nuts here to hold this in place. Let's continue on to cleaning the mounting bracket. For this, there's 4 areas that you need to clean, 2 along each side of the caliper bracket. And this is where each of your brake pads will sit. To clean this, you can use some fine sandpaper or a wire brush, whatever works best for you. If you do need to use a sanding disc, just be extremely careful not to take off any material from the bracket itself. That can cause pad noise when braking. Just a quick inspection of this and we can get it over to the vehicle. Once you have that in position, we'll continue on with our 2 mounting bolts. I have already cleaned them and applied some blue thread locker. After you have them started in, snug them up, torque them to 66 foot-pounds. Now it's time for our brake pads. You'll find in your kit, it came with 2 pads with the metal clip up along the top area. You want one of those for each side of the vehicle, and that pad will be the inboard pad. We'll take that inboard pad and we're going to slide it right into position here. It should slide right into the bracket up against your brake rotor. Now that we have the inner in place, let's continue on to the outer pad. That's the one that does not have that metal clip up along the top. Just slide it right into place here. Once you do have it in place, just go ahead and give them a little wiggle. Make sure they can move around. If you have to hammer them in with some sort of tool, you did not clean the bracket properly. Now let's take hold of the caliper. Once again, we're paying attention to the piston. I've seen it before where the piston hasn't been pushed in all the way. You want to be very careful pushing this in. Typically, you're going to have some sort of caliper compression tool that will squeeze along the backside and the piston to squeeze this in, but you want to be very careful not to cause any damage to your plastic motor housing. We'll use a specialty tool that looks like this. Essentially, it's going to press up against the outer portion of the bracket, and the center will drive the piston down into the proper position. Mine's essentially already there, but I'll show you what it looks like. Just press it right up against there. Once the piston's all the way inside of the protective boot, you know for sure that that's pushed all the way in and you can release your tool. After that, we want to apply a thin amount of high temperature lubricant to the caliper piston and the backside of each of the 2 forward ears. Applying this will help with vibration dampening and noise reduction overall. Continuing on, we're going to slide the caliper in position over the bracket. Before we put in our slider pins, you need to ensure that you can see the metal clip on the inboard pad and it's resting up against the caliper. If it's off kilter and one of the ears is sticking out towards the center, you need to resituate this. After that, go ahead and lubricate your slider pins after you have them clean and insert them. Just used a little bit of high temperature caliper lubricant on those as well. Once they're both started, snug them up. Torque those to 21 foot-pounds. Once you have them torqued, continue on with your 2 plastic covers, one for each port. Let's make our way to the outboard side of the caliper for our metal clip. We have our new metal clip. The two small tabs will fit into the small ports here, and then the outer tabs will make their way along the caliper bracket. Start getting this in position here. Now as we start bringing this down, we're going to have to press this in and gently flex this. It's going to be under spring pressure, so just be extremely careful not to hurt yourself or get pinched in any way. Start taking care of this side. I'm going to lightly tap this into its mounting port. Now we'll stretch this over here. Finish tapping it in. After a quick confirmation that we've completed everything here, we can remove our lug nut and our spacer and prepare to reinstall the wheel. Now it's time to install the wheel. We'll get this in place, start on all 5 of our 19mm lug nuts. Once they're bottomed out, we can get the wheel safely on the ground, torque each of these to 100 foot-pounds. With the wheel safely back down on the ground, we're going to torque each one of our lug nuts in a crisscross manner to 100 foot-pounds. Torqued. Okay friend, we showed you how to install one side rear brakes on your vehicle. The process for one side of the vehicle is the exact same thing as the other. Now in the passenger compartment, let's put the key in the on position without the vehicle running. Continue on to pressing the gas pedal all the way to the floor, and we're going to lift up on our parking brake release. While doing that, let's turn the key power off and then back on within 5 seconds. Okay, at this point, you're clear to take your vehicle for a road test. Thanks for watching.
When only the best will do, demand TRQ. The only company that lets you view before you do. TRQ is committed to offering the highest quality aftermarket auto parts that are engineered for peace of mind. Thanks for using and viewing with TRQ.